Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be doing a whole recording upgrade. We're going to be putting stuff on the walls, and you can see this new shelf right there. But not much to talk about on a recording upgrade, so we're going to do a PC build alongside it. So we got this Intel motherboard. Everything's pretty much pre-installed, but let's just install the chips, like the RAM and the SSD. So RAM prices are like really high right now because of AI and data center needs. So we have 16 gigs of RGB. This is a lower end build, so 16 gigs will be more than enough. It's an i5 8500T, not T, 8500 flat in here. So it should be fine. Micro ATX board for a mid-tower case. We have right here. Click that in. And we have the SSD, which is 256 gigs of PCIe NVMe storage, which should be great. Motherboard prepped. Let's put this in the case. Everything's in the case. Now we have the power supply, the MSI mag, there it is, the label. Non-modular A550BN, 550 watts, nothing crazy. Rated bronze, should be good. Rated B+ on the PSU, so let's get installing. So moving on to the recording upgrades. So we have some paneling that we're going to put on the walls, hopefully make me sound better because the sound reflects off this or something like that. I don't really know how it works, but let's stick some on the walls right now. Got some sticky tape on. Moving on. So we're going to finish the build later and do some upgrading now and switch in between. I'm gonna use this very long moment of silence of installing these foam panels because they don't make noise, so I can't really do a little ASMR compilation or whatever. But some of you requested that you wanted to see the budgeting and the prices of the parts I got. So this build that I am going to finish by the end of this video was £282 in British currency, British pound sterling, I believe. And pretty much just got a motherboard bundle with RAM, SSD, CPU, and motherboard for something like 80 pounds, 100 pounds, and just built around it. So if you're trying to build like a really budget PC, I'd recommend getting a bundle and then building around the parts that you already have instead of going out individually, because that usually tends to make it more expensive. Some minor change of plans. I was originally using double-sided tape to tape it on the wall, but as you can't really see, you can see this little lines there, but they're kind of buns, and it fell off. So now I'm using the little glue canister you see on the floor there, and that seems to be working pretty well. So let's install the rest of these panels. But enough about the PC. Let's talk about the recording upgrades. So here we have the foam acoustic paneling that I got off Temu for like really cheap. But it is probably gonna, not probably, it will improve the sound quality with absorption and thermal conversion or whatever, and eliminating echo, which overall will make me sound better in my videos. Also with a plus, it being looking better on the eyes in the background. I've layered them intermittently like a checkerboard, so it actually looks good instead of having them straight rows vertically or horizontally. And I've also installed some shelves, as you can see, on your right, not right, my right, left. And I put all my PC parts there. I collect boxes, so it does pile up pretty fast. But yeah, it's really great at managing inventory. And not sure if you noticed, but I've actually changed the light bulb in my room, and now it's a white light instead of yellow light. That's another improvement. Goes better with my ring light, which I use to illuminate the PC build so you can actually see what's going on inside the case. Circling back on the PC now, haven't revealed the GPU yet, but the CPU, the i5-8500, is pretty old CPU. I'm pretty sure around like 6 years old, maybe even more, like 6 or 8. But it's got enough cores to perform in newer games that aren't that CPU intensive if you're going for more graphical, but should perform well either way, as lots of people use Intel systems, and Intel CPUs are a lot more on the market, which means they're cheaper, which means you can also do cheaper builds with Intel chips on the older gens, that is. With the upside of it being cheaper, there's also the downside that it is more prone to breaking because of the pins being on the motherboard instead of the CPU like AM4, which I love to build on. AM4 is just a great platform to build on, to be honest. But yeah, you have to keep in mind if you're flipping PCs or just building a PC for yourself, that if you're buying used, you should check the parts, make sure nothing's broken, make sure it boots actually. I've had recently an issue with a Windows key being corrupted and just the entire Windows file being absolutely bugging out. And just, yeah, make sure everything works before you purchase used, and stay safe. Ta-da! So that's all the panels installed. That's all I have right now. I'm missing one in the corner right there. But it looks pretty good, in my opinion. Pretty foamy. So let's finish this PC build. Not sure if you can see, but there's a GPU right there that wasn't there before. So let's cut back. Here's the GPU reveal. Ta-da! We got a 2-fan EVGA RTX 2070. Controversial fan bearings and the fan patterns. Looks inappropriate, but pretty good. 2 fans. PCB is kind of small. No backplate, but it is pretty old. Gotta put that into consideration. So let's get installing this right now. This should perform pretty well with this i5 5800. Runs. Looks pretty good. This GPU is 6-year-old, but driver updates should be coming steady. 2070, which should be around 3060 performance. Whole setup upgrade done. PC done. One PC per video. That goal was reached. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.